Instead of Bleu De Chanel, I bought this instead. If you've watched this channel before, you know exactly how I feel about the new Bleu De Chanel L'Exclusif, how much it costs.
To my house, that should cover the bottle, right?
I'm afraid that's not enough, sir. This is Bleu De Chanel. It costs infinity dollars.
Infinity?
No, I can't. And just some of the behavior that brand has exhibited over the last few months. And so while I'm not really interested in giving that brand any attention or spotlight, I was in the market for a blue fragrance, and their new releases did give me the itch that I needed to scratch. And so what do we have here? Loewe 7 Cobalt. I describe this fragrance as a grown man's blue freshy fragrance. This stuff is absolutely incredible. Scent profile wise, I would imagine your regular blue body wash scent. Crank the vibrance up. I think vibrance is one of the words that I would really use to describe this fragrance. It really is, it's high definition to a certain extent. I would take that blue body wash DNA and I would add in some pineapple. I guess you could say Creed Aventus, but you know, they're kind of synonymous with smoky pineapple, Creed Aventus, whatever. You add a little bit of pineapple and you add a little bit of sharp black pepper and you have Loewe 7 Cobalt. This stuff is absolutely sensational. To me, it clears all of the designer blue fragrances like YSLY, we've seen it. We've done it. I love Dylan Blue for a value play, but it just doesn't last. Bleu de Cartel, you already know how I feel about them as a brand. I'm not spending any money with them. And blue fragrances can be so redundant. It's so easy to just kind of write them off as all the same. But this one to me is one that has really stuck out compared to all the rest. Performance, I would say, is about average. You know, it's not a beast mode longevity performer. You get really good initial performance. You get about 2 to 3.5 hours working, dries down and is like a skin scent through about hours 6 and 7, I would say. And while this stuff does smell absolutely fantastic, the best part about this fragrance that I haven't even talked about yet is the price. If you're truly considering spending over $300 for Bleu de Cartel, then let me tell you that this fragrance here I was able to scoop up online for $110. So you already know what that means. I had $200 additional to work with. So what did I get? 2 more fragrances. Now these 2 fragrances don't smell like Bleu de Cartel. They don't do the blue DNA, but we've got Loewe 7 Cobalt. So I figured let's get 2 other completely different styles of fragrances to accent the collection and diversify what we've got going on here. This first one here is Givenchy Gentleman EDP Boisee. Boisee is what it might be. Not sure. This stuff is absolutely incredible. I was wearing a decant of this on my girlfriend's birthday on a trip to Chicago. And I absolutely fell in love with this. This is a classy iris, chocolatey, woody fragrance. That's how I would describe this. And I didn't really get the chocolatiness at first. At first, it really just smelled like iris and wood. And I say this as someone who's not an iris fan. This is the only full bottle iris fragrance that I own. It's just not my thing. Iris to me comes across very sharp and harsh in a lot of ways, in a way that I don't like. But this fragrance does not do that. If you're not an iris fan, I would consider putting your nose on this fragrance just because the woodiness and it's almost like a chocolatey cocoa powder type of thing really smooths it out, and the iris accents the whole thing. This stuff smells like pure class. I was wearing this going out to nice dinners. You know, when you get a little bit dressed up, you want to feel a little bit more put together, a little bit more formal. This stuff is incredible. I got the 2-ounce bottle of this. I want to say it was like, what was it, 75, 80 bucks? I'll put it on screen for you guys, don't worry about it. And it might be boy math to me, but it really felt free when I considered the fact that I paid $110 for Loewe 7, and I was gonna pay $280 or $300 for the Bleu de Cartel. But even after I bought the Givenchy Gentleman Boisee, I still had money in the budget for one more fragrance. This is Azzaro Forever Wanted Elixir. I was able to get the 1.7 ounce bottle on Gift Express for 75 bucks approximately. I get 2 main notes with this fragrance: leather and raspberry. It has that very designer-esque sharpness and like zhuzh to it, if that makes sense. But the 2 main notes, like I said, leather and raspberry, and those are 2 notes that really complement each other really, really well. Azzaro is not a brand that I love everything from. I'm very selective with my fragrances from them, and to me, this is the best one of all the Azzaro fragrances I've tried. This is another one I would find myself wearing year round, but mostly in the evenings. It's a little sexy, you know, if you're out on the town, you know, type of thing. I wouldn't call this formal, but definitely for evening wear. But I currently don't have any fragrances full-size bottle-wise in my collection that are raspberry or leather, so this to me kind of hits two notches at the same time. Really, really nice fragrance. And the same thing can be said about all three bottles that I've talked about in this video. And really the main purpose that I'm talking about here is, you know, not just these three fragrances, but it's the opportunity cost that comes with buying an overpriced fragrance such as the Bleu De Cartel. Instead of shelling out all that money for that one fragrance, I can get three fantastic fragrances, two designers and one niche fragrance here, for the exact same price. And so while I know that this is a hobby where people like to flex how much money they have and, you know, just buy everything no matter how much it costs, I have no problem coming on here and being the guy that tells you to be responsible with the money you spend, and not just because I'm pocket watching on you, but it's just the opportunity cost aspect of it. Like, no matter who you are, if you spend $300 on a fragrance, that still is $300 that you can divvy up and get three other fantastic fragrances, and you with only having to spend $110 to accomplish the same goal as that fragrance. Now, if you're just a collector and want to buy it for the name brand, then that's completely up to you. You can go ahead and do that if that's a brand that you want to, indulge yourself with overspending for. By all means, you make your own decisions with your money. I'm gonna make my decisions with mine, and this is what I'm going with. So a little bit of spite in this video, no big deal, but I wanted to make this video, like I said, to show the opportunity cost that comes with overspending for certain brands and certain fragrances. And I feel the same way about multiple other brands, but we're not gonna mention them. We'll save that for another day. Thanks so much for watching this video all the way through. I highly suggest you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for your weekly dose of fragrance discussion-based content. Until next time, guys, have a good one.